Good evening. Catholic and curious. Your questions answered. Monsignor, Monsignor Charles Pope and the Diocese in Washington, United States. And he has a question here about God the Father. And some lad asked, he said he thought God might be like an old man with a beard. And he was a little bit distracted from the image of God. Well, of course it does. What a stupid question to ask. The lights must be out on a lot of people in the United States that never actually practice their Catholic faith, that never read the Bible. God the Father created the world, the universe. He's all powerful. We never could comprehend, but when we were conceived uh, and then born in the image of likeness of God the Father, He ordained that we come into the world to save our immortal souls and do whatever good we could. That message is want to be preached much more in the United States and a lot of other countries to nourish the faith. No point in rapping on about this, that, and the other. Um, and Bishop Monsignor John Pope answer goes through various items and that, but you've only got to practice your Catholic faith, and these are questions that people have. Goodness, thank God I don't have to deal with that because I'd be giving them a short, sharp answer. First of all, to read the catechism and read the Bible and stop asking stupid questions. Um, but there you are. This is your questions answered. Hmm. Anyway, the answer that was given to my way of thinking wasn't adequate. I think the first thing to sort of say to the question, you're quite mistaken. Read the catechism and the Bible, and then you'll be informed. And that God the Father is all powerful. We wouldn't have no comprehension, none whatsoever, except to do what Jesus taught us, which is the Our Father. And I'm going to be doing something about that. I heard a marvelous. Um, I was listening to hymns yesterday evening, say last night, because sometimes the programs don't be up to much. I looked at Mother Angelica and she would be good, but once there's questions asked and she was talking about anger and quite interesting. She had a lot to say about that type of thing, and it's not good. You forgive all, or you avoid that because that's a form of pride in inverted commas, and it's a dangerous way to be, and has to be. That's what, and you forgive your love your enemies, as Jesus said. So this is all in the Gospels and the Word of God and the Catechism. A good big catechism. They can afford to buy all sorts of stuff, but wonder they don't buy that, and so that their souls are nourished. And the questions that could be asked would be something that would be uplifting to all. But some of the questions I'm after hearing so far, it doesn't seem kind of like that anybody could ask such a question and pose such an idea. So if I was in the United States, I don't think I'd be going around this that kind of stuff. I'd say, look, we you read the book, catechism book? Are you Catholic? Well, read the catechism and go to Holy Mass and say prayers, the Holy Rosary, to say that, and the Chaplet of Mercy in the station. Do those things, and you won't be confusing yourself about things like that. God made the world. Did you not know that? You think it just come into being just from nowhere? Don't mind with these scientists that got a bit of an education, then think they have answers they haven't or had. They'll never have answers. The Catholic faith gives you some idea of what's possible. But definitely prayer is the nourishment of the soul, and proper prayer and Holy Mass, of course, every Sunday. A bit more often if you can manage it and if it's convenient. I do the videos and that, and I do my prayers, of course, at the Holy Rosary, the Chaplet of Mercy Station at the Cross every day. And I sometimes now, today was cold and a wind, it blew the head off. You had to go down to get a few items in the town and that type of thing. And honest to goodness, it was frizz. And I wasn't wearing a hat, which I normally do. God, it was frizz. And I had a scarf and my coat around. I mean, I had no gloves, but I was just that breeze that cut the head off you. It was that cold. Now I know in some parts in the United States they've a long winter. They're like in Denver, Colorado, and those places where some friend of, well, I know the lady, young lady, she's gone there for to better herself because jobs here weren't great, working in shops and things like that. Um, so she's gone there and hopefully she'll do well. She was born there in the United States, in Boston. Had great passion of the Catholic faith, but I wonder is it like that now? You don't know what's going on. You don't. Watering everything down. You can't do things like that. You've got to have the traditional way of faith, the Latin. You don't hear much about that, and that's the proper way to say Mass. The priest facing the tabernacle and honour and glory of God, the reverence attached to it, and the rosary and benediction. It's the spirit. I hope I hear some questions about that. I get that as I go through this book. But I'm learning something from the sort of questions that they're asking. Goodness, I wouldn't like to be stuck there listening to that kind of stuff. And people asking you questions of that caliber. So really to go to Mass and the rest of us and say your prayers. Anyways, we'll do the hymns after this and then let's talk. And wait now for a minute. We'll be doing another bit of Monsignor Pope and questions and answers. Catch them curious. I don't think it's like that. It's questions answered of people that's a kind of floundering. Bye now.